Hello there. Nice Slice here, coming at you from beautiful British Columbia, Canada. True North, strong and free. All right, well, today I do have some time on my hands here, so thought I'd do a video for you guys. It's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, other than shorts videos. I do a bunch of short videos when I'm driving the big rig all week long. You know, Monday to Friday, I put in the long hours in the truck, and I try and do a quick video when I can. Doesn't leave a lot of time during the week for me to do these videos at the old workbench here, but today I'm making time. And what I have for you today is I'm going to talk about a scratch and dent sale that I went to a few weeks ago at one of my favorite stores of all time, Blades Canada. The store is called Warriors and Wonders, and it's located in downtown Vancouver. This is a sticker I picked up while I was there. You can see that's the Canada Goose, and that is Blades Canada emblem on his breast there. Of course, he's packing a big old blade. You know, we stand on guard for thee, right? That is the gander on guard. So if anybody wants to check out that website, you know, I would recommend it. They have a good selection of folders, fixed blades, all kinds of things that you didn't even know you needed. So please have a look at them. So when I first walked in the store, saw the display case, and this is what caught my eye. This is the Buck 120 Pro. Right? This is the S35 VN clip point with the green canvas micarta handle, and this thing is mint. And the little tag on there said rattle, and I thought, rattle? It's got a loose guard on it. You know, I have on occasion found a buck at a pawn shop or a flea market where the guard was loose. So I asked them to have a look at it, and wouldn't you know, everything is tight and right on this knife. There is no rattle, no roll, no shake on this one at all. The only issue was there was a cut in the sheath from someone not paying attention when they put the knife in, and that clip point had gone right through the leather. But wouldn't you know it, I had a spare. So I was fortunate enough to see that, and let me tell you, I picked that up for $97 Canadian. I couldn't believe my fortune. That was a fantastic price for that knife. You know, I've got my standard 120 right here. You know, you can see they're almost identical, other than the blade steel and the handle material. But this is a wicked, wicked knife. I don't mind having more than one of those, that's for sure. I can tell you that. So after I saw that, I had another look around, and I saw this sitting in the case. Deeply, deeply discounted. This is the Groman D.H. Russell lock blade, number 300S. It comes with the extra resin wood, which is basically a stabilized wood. Let's have a look at this one. Beautiful, beautiful again. And the label in front of this, the reason it was scratch and dent, said cracked handle. I thought, oh my goodness. I know Groman warranties their knives, but if you pick it up at a scratch and dent sale, they'll say, you know, tough, too bad. You didn't buy it in perfect condition from us. We're not going to warranty it. That's just the way it is with those guys, and I don't blame them, right? You know, but have a look at that cracked handle. I did a very terrible job putting some crazy glue on there, but it is just a tiny crack. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll try and bring my light in. But there was the tiniest right there, tiny little crack going from the rivet. I mean, I could hardly feel it when I ran my finger, and my thumbnail wouldn't even catch on it, but it was there. So I put some crazy glue on there just to try and fill that tiny little crevice in there. Eventually that glue will wear down and it'll be just what's left inside that minuscule crack. So I got this basically for half price. I think this runs from Groman. I'm not sure. I think it's like 180, 190, and I picked it up for $100. But it is not a small knife. And the shape of the blade mimics that's very familiar. I do have one of those handy. Let's just grab that. We'll have a look side by side. All right, this is the Groman belt knife, #1. You can see the blades are very similar. This one, of course, is the saber ground, and this one is flat ground. Major difference, the nail nick, because this is a folder and this is a fixed. Another difference is the blade stock is noticeably thicker on the folder than the fixed blade. The handle doesn't have that same design. It is quite a bit bulkier, but it does need to accommodate the blade when it's folded, so you know, I can understand that. Like I said, this is the extra stabilized, they call it the extra rosewood, stabilized rosewood with nickel silver bolster there, and a very cool little lanyard attachment. You can see that pops in and out. And it did come with just the straight little black lace here for a lanyard, but I took it upon myself to fancy it up a little bit, and I put some small beads on there. I think it looks good. And it is a lock back, right? Of course, the design borrowed from the granddaddy of the lockbacks, the Buck 110. So I brought this along just to compare sizes. Here, let's move the general out of the way here. So very similar in size. Let me tell you, there's more brass. Like, there's no brass on this one, but the brass is heavy on the 110. If you've carried a 110, you know it's a beefy, hefty piece. This is quite a bit lighter. You hear that nice snap. No blade play in that whatsoever. Nice and sharp. All my Gromans have come sharp when I get them. And it is very similar, like I said, right? So I was happy to pick that up. It also comes with this really nice leather sheath. Good quality stuff from Groman, of course. Made in Canada. Pictou, Nova Scotia. So I was very happy to see that one as well. I do have my Groman is always growing. My collection of Gromans has been growing steadily since last year when I got my first Groman. I've been steadily increasing that little collection. And then, of course, I saw this little beauty. I'm a sucker for burlap micarta, and this is a very nice example of it. This is Civivi Lumi. Now, this is the second Civivi Lumi I've owned with the brown burlap. I got to tell you, like a fool, I went to a concert one night in Vancouver about 3 years ago to see this fella at a club downtown, and I forgot I had this in my pocket. And of course, before you go in, they give you the old metal detector and they found this, and I thought, oh my goodness, I can't go in there. They won't let me in. So in my wisdom, I stashed it on the street, thinking it'd be there when I got out of the concert, and of course, it was gone. You know, I was sad because I love this little knife. This is the front flipper. Great action on that. Black blade. And I picked this up because they said, the label on front of this one said, action, no good. I brought it home. Cleaned it up because whoever had it in their pocket had a bunch of junk in the pivot, like usual. They don't know how to look after it. Of course, the action doesn't work. The knife is dirty, just like anything. So I cleaned it up. Now it works perfectly. And after I lost my original one, I purchased another one. I couldn't find the brown burlap then. So I found this green micarta with the black blade, and I put this titanium, anodized titanium clip on there. That thing looks sweet. And again, perfect action. That is a great little knife. Let you have a look at both of those side by side. What do you prefer? I prefer that brown burlap, but this little guy is great, especially that titanium pocket clip, right? So that was my third purchase of the day there. I didn't have any expectations when I went. I thought I might find something, but you know, I did leave with one more, and I have shown this on a couple of short videos from the driver's seat of my tractor at work. That, of course, is this Spyderco Manix 2. And the label on this one just said used. So I asked them, you know, what's wrong with it? And they said, well, from what we can tell, it's dirty. And yeah, it was very dirty. And of course, the action didn't work. I brought it home, cleaned it up. Works perfectly. This thing is a tank of a knife. I'm very impressed with Spyderco's. This is the S30V, and you can see that I need to do some cleaning on this one as well. You can see, but I've been packing this in the truck with me since I bought it, and it's been a couple of months now. I use this on a daily basis. Fantastic blade, and of course Spyderco, you know, they know how to make a sharp knife. I put a lanyard on this with a couple of, because it's the Manix 2, I put 2 jesters on there. I thought it was appropriate. And that is also my second Spyderco that I've owned. I owned a Tenacious for a while. I sold that to a friend because he broke the tip off his, and I just sold him mine because I had purchased this one. This is the PM3 lightweight. You can see a little bit smaller than the Manix. Much lighter, this one. This one is great to carry when you're working because you don't even know it's in your pocket. I also put a lanyard on that little pirate skull. And this has the compression lock, which is, I think, my favorite lock. This one is ball bearing. Very nice design. There's a little ceramic coated titanium ball bearing in there, and it locks into place, goes forward, and that blade is totally secure. And then you just pull it back and it releases and drops into place. So going into that store with no expectations for a scratch and dent sale, not sure what I was going to find, I left with this one. I left with this one. I came home with this one. And of course, leading the troops was the General. So those were my scratch and dent pickups of the day. You know, they do have that sale annually, so I'm sure I'll be back there again when it comes on board and I see it online. There you have it. The Blades Canada Warrior Wonder Scratch and Dent Sale Pickups.